So, hello friends. So, we'll try to solve the second question now, which is valid anagram. So, before getting into the question, let's check what anagram is basically, right? So, suppose, let's say we have a word. Uh, I'll take a white color here. All right. So, suppose, let's say my name is Tane. It is Tane basically, but right? Yeah, it's a Y. So if I write it as YANAT, so it's a palindrome currently. And if I write it as YAANT, right? These all are anagrams because the frequency of the letters is same in each of the string or word, right? So in the question, it is asked whether the two strings that are given as an argument are they valid anagram or not, right? So if you can see for the example 1, you can see right here that it is an anagram because the number of letters you see here, it is same as the number of letters in the second string and their frequency is also same, right? But in the second example, the length of the strings are same, but if you see the letters are not same. One is RAT and other one is CAR. So T and C are different, right? So what would be the naive approach of solving this question? We'll talk about naive approach, right? So let's say what we can do, we can convert the string 1 to a char array, or we can do that with string 2 as well, right? Then what we can do is that suppose now the string 2 is turned into a char array, right? So it is basically TANAY, right? Now what we can do is that if we will traverse over string 2, which is YANAT, and for the first character, we can traverse over the entire char array, and if we encounter Y, we will replace it with some different character, which is, let's say, a dollar, which is not a part of the string, right? And we can do the same thing for every letter, every character. And then afterwards, we will traverse over the array again. And if we encounter an element or a character which is not equal to the dollar sign, right? Then we will return it as false, right? Then the string provided is not an anagram, right? So what we can do is that we can create any of the string to be a character array and traverse over the string which we haven't used as a character array and then traverse over the array and change the letters. But it is an inefficient solution, don't you think? Because we are traversing over the string, then we are traversing over the array. So ultimately, our solution would be become O of n square because first we are trying to traverse over the length of first string and then we are trying to traverse over the second string, which is not ideal. So what should we do? I think there is a better solution. Uh, Let me write it over here. Again, sorry for my handwriting. Yeah. So we can take a map in which the key would be of character type and the value would be of integer type, right? And by character, I mean the characters present in the string, right? And the integer, it's basically the frequency of each character, right? So let's say if we have Tane, first we'll make a map and we will uh, use the characters as the keys, right? So first, when we traverse over this particular string, we first encounter T, right? So T is not present in the map currently. So we will put T as a key and mark its frequency as 1, right? Then we go over A. Now we don't have it as a key. We'll put it as a key and mark its frequency as 1, right? So T is done, A is done. Now we come over N, we put N and market frequency as 1, right? Again, now we encounter A is already present, so we update the frequency of A and then we encounter Y, we'll put a Y and update its frequency as 1, right? So this is our map. Alright, so let me write it again with a different color. So currently our map looks like this. Alright, now what we have is we have string 2 now, right? And string 2 is Yanat. So now what we're going to do is that we'll traverse over string 2 and check if that particular character is present as a string or not, as a key or not, I'm sorry, right? If it is not present as a key in the map, we'll directly return false because that then both the strings cannot be anagram because the letters are different, right? And if it is present, right, then we will reduce its frequency by 1. So let's see, currently our map is like this, right? And now we want to change it. Let's go with blue. So right now we have YANAT. We go over Y. Y is present, so we will reduce its frequency to 0. Now A is present, we go over A, reduce its frequency by 1, it becomes 1. Then we go over N, we reduce its frequency by 1, it becomes 0. Again we go over A, reduce its frequency by 1, it becomes 0. We go over T and reduce its frequency by 1, which becomes 0. So the updated map is T0, N0, A0, and Y0, right? So ultimately, we have to check whether the values of the map are all 0 or not. If any of the value is not 0, that means its frequency was bigger, right? So we will return false. Now let's go towards the code, or maybe I'll just try to write a pseudocode here. So We have a map here, right? Map is of type char int, right? Please forgive my handwriting. We'll have a first for loop in which we'll update the map and we'll traverse over string 1, right? Right? Then we will have a second for loop. We will traverse over string 2 and then we'll update the map again, right? And then we will have a third loop in which we'll check the map values. All right. And we'll check the boolean variable all zero kind of, right? It should be equal to 0. That's the case, right? And if it's all 0, we'll return all 0, right? This is a boolean variable. I'm really sorry for my handwriting, please forgive me. So let's shift to code now, right? All right, now let's shift to code part. So I'm going to create a map first of character type, character and integer. Let's call it map only, new. Okay, now we have created the map. Now we are going to traverse over the first string. Let's call it, we're using a for each loop here and we can call it, right? So we can use direct function man get, or not like this. I'll put it here and okay, we can use map get or default function here. We have ch. Let's keep the default value as 0 and it as 1. Alright, so we have created our map. Now we are going to do the same thing, kind of same thing for string 2, right? But here we are going to do one thing. If map dot contains, if it doesn't contain, right, we will simply return false. And one more important thing that we forgot is that the initial check. If s dot length, the length of the string, if it's not equal to the length of the other string, we will directly return false. Alright, now we have made it like this. Now here what I'm going to do is that I will get the value and I will reduce it by 1. Okay, so it was for character 2. Now this third loop is basically we check the frequency of map values. So we can directly use Java streams for it, right? So let me tell you how. So I will put use the values Java and use stream on it and put an all match, right? Now I'll be using lambda function, right? So if any value which is not 0, it will make all 0 to be false. Alright, so let's return all 0 and check if it works or not. I hope it should work. And it does. So hopefully it works. Yeah, it works. So I know the video was a little long, but with explanation purpose it was okay, I guess. So thank you for watching. I hope I didn't waste your time. And if I did, then please forgive me. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.